Brunson, who just took in the Knicks win with this watch party. Larry, what was it like in here with the fans?
I can't believe it, man. For a game that's on the road, these fans really get behind our Knicks, man. And we done took over the city, and those guys really came alive. And here it was awesome, just like I heard a lot of Knicks fans in Philly, too.
Up 2-0 on the road, hostile environment, no OG, and the boys showed up and showed out. What was the most impressive part of this win?
Most impressive, you know Brunson gonna do his thing, and we got that out of him. But Shamet and Bridges, they came to play tonight, and they really stepped up for OG, and they really stepped up the extra for those guys. And they really played well. We got contributions from everybody tonight.
What is the most special part for you being a part of all of this Knicks outing in this run?
I think, you know, like when we play Spreewell, Marcus Camby, Patrick Ewing, even my guy John Starks, we would tell you, man, you leave it all out on the floor. And it's been a while since we can get behind a team that kind of resembles us, that leave it all out on the floor and play with their heart. And that's what these guys doing, man. We got these guys, and they're playing with their heart, and they're playing together. They love playing with each other. They love playing for the city. That's the thing about New York. You got to want to play here.
I'll get you out of here with this. We're all believers in here. Knicks are favorites to win the East, third right now to run the table. If you don't believe in this team, what do you have to say about it?
Then get away from us. If you don't believe in New York Knicks right now, then you go somewhere else. We got enough believers here in New York for us.
You heard it from Larry. Go somewhere else. Back to you, Bill.
Alex, LJ, thank you. A lot to cheer when you're at the watch party inside MSG tonight. They're watching Jalen Brunson do his thing, and boy, he was spectacular. Bill Pito back here in our Delta MSG studios with Alan Hahn, and it's Brunson who's our New York State Lottery power player. 33 points for him, 9 assists. They couldn't stop him. He is just fantastic. Fantastic to watch. Fantastic to see how he executes, and they couldn't stop him.
And you know what they couldn't do? They couldn't get him off his left. Like, he was, look at his pass. That was what a highlight that moment was for Mitchell Robinson. But see how he's getting left? It's incredible that he just kept getting to his left as if you don't know this guy. Look, again, to the left. Like, he was killing VJ Edgecombe. He was using screens well, and anytime doubles came, he had 9 assists, so he was smart with the passes. That is such a good finish, once again, with the left. And then, of course, the patented stuff, the hard stops, and then the little bit of a look. That's a long arm in his face. That was a key three-pointer as well in the moment. But for Jalen Brunson, another Villanova guy in that building, very comfortable. As I mentioned before, last time he was in there in a playoff game, he dropped 40 in a closeout game. So for Brunson, it has been for him a strong series. In a series that you thought they were going to trap him and take the ball away, him trusting the pass has opened things up for him. And that is something that makes this offense a lot more dangerous. Towns out of the game, you wonder what's going to happen. Is it going to bog down? No, it did not. And the Sixers, it's too late now, but the Sixers really have got to look at the scouting report and say, you can't let him get to his left, because in this game, he did it over and over again. And we know that's his strong hand.
So we got the Nova Knicks. We've talked about Brunson and Bridges. How about Josh Hart?
Yeah.
Don't forget about Josh Hart. 12 points, 11 rebounds, 6 of 12 shooting. Had been struggling with a shot a little bit before tonight, but he was another valuable contributor in the game tonight, and helping the Knicks win.
It's always about his energy, right? It's always about his the rebounds that get you extra possessions, or the rebounds that lead to breaks. He's so good at that. He's got a good read on the ball. He didn't look like he was 100% physically a lot of times. Normally we'd see him get on the break and then finish. But in this game, he was pulling it back out. He wasn't going to challenge Embiid. He tried it one time, and he got the ball put back in his face. Although replays show he gets an elbow to the side of the head. But as we know, of course, that's not a foul. But, again, Hart with the double-double, he gives you an effort. This was the game we talked about in pregame, how important it was to look at this game with the urgency of go up 3-0 and do not give them any life whatsoever. 4th year in a row they've had a 2-0 lead. This is the first time they've won Game 3.
Wally Zerbiak in Philadelphia was on the radio call on ESPN New York. Let everybody know, Wally, credit where credit is due. Your player to watch was Landry Shamet, and Landry Shamet scored the most points he's scored in a game since late February. So, well done. I hate to do this, but well done.
He doesn't hate to do it. He loves to do it.
Well, well, he stayed ready. That's the key, and that's what Mike Brown has been doing all season long, keeping the whole entire roster ready when your number's called to produce at a high level. Landry Shamet's an elite perimeter defender. He fights through screens with a lot of, just aggressiveness. He makes his defenders, the guy he's guarding, work to get shots up. And he's very quick on his feet. And with his size and his length, I think it's really bothering the perimeter players of Philadelphia. And I think at some point, Philadelphia just broke. In that fourth quarter, when Jaylen came back in the game with 9 minutes to go, they were only up 4. And Mike Brown had to go back to Jaylen a little earlier than I think he wanted to. But when Jaylen's out there, they really struggle to stop the Knicks because Jaylen can get whatever he wants. And then if you want to take the ball out of his hands, they gave up some really easy shots in fourth quarter minutes with some of those junk defenses that Nick Nurse was throwing at the Knicks. Knicks were ready for it, and they cashed in big time. That was quite a finish to the game.
All right, well, a big play is presented by Four Leaf Federal Credit Union. We're going to show everyone the Shamet highlight package. 5 of 6 shooting, the 15 points. And again, here's a guy that was out of the rotation, and he gets his chance and makes the most of it. Just amazing, Wally. What about his
he
ability?
was out of the rotation just because.
Go ahead.
He was out of the rotation just because of the way that Mike Brown was coaching matchups in the first series against Atlanta. I go back to when I played for Mike Brown in Cleveland. I didn't play at all against the Detroit Pistons because he didn't like my matchup with me guarding Tayshaun Prince. In the second round against Atlanta, I played 25 minutes a night. So Mike Brown coaches defensive matchups. That's how he makes his decisions on who's going to get out there on the floor. He loves the length that Landry Shamet is going to bring to this series, especially without OG Anunoby on the floor. We saw it tonight. Landry Shamet's a great matchup for VJ Edgecombe. He's a great matchup for Tyrese Maxey. That is called coaching in the playoffs, Bill.
So, Wally, you've played in a lot of playoff games, and you were in that building. You were calling this game. That sounded on TV like there was a loud New York representation there. There was a lot of talk about how the Sixers were trying to keep New York fans out of there. You drove down there. There's a lot of people calling into my show saying, I'm going to the game. Did that feel like a road game for the Knicks? And what is that like to be an opposing player, and yet you're hearing cheers and chants of defense?
Oh, yeah. Well, they get down right.
Honestly, Alan, that was one of the most wild playoff games I've ever been a part of. I've never seen anything like it. I said it on the radio broadcast. It reminded me of an NCAA tournament game where you got the Wisconsin red over here and you got the Kentucky blue over there. And then when one team scores, you hear a roar. When the other team scores, you hear another roar. I mean, it was wild. When Embiid was coming in the game and you got Knicks fans booing him, you got Jalen Brunson going to the free throw line, you got MVP chants, and you got the Philly fans trying to drown out those MVP chants with boos. I mean, it was just a wild playoff scene. These Knicks fans are awesome. They're the best fans in the business. The fact that they came over and took over this building, Philly fans were walking out of this building with 5 minutes to go. Knicks fans stayed till the absolute buzzer and were going bananas until the buzzer. It was quite a scene. It really was. And I see why Joel Embiid is not happy with how many Knicks fans are making the road trip down here to MSG South. This is MSG South, officially the Xfinity Center.
All right, Wally, we'll have a nice trip home, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Mother's Day when the Knicks try to close out the 76ers.
Can't wait, boys.
All right, Mike Brown's got his team one win away from a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals.